You guys ready for another hot take? A tier. A tier. This skin, absolutely pinnacle of design in my opinion.
Today, we become legends.
Alright, you guys asked and you shall receive. Today we're going to be doing the tier 5 skin tier list. Obviously tier 5s, you know, the most exciting and most expensive skins that Smite has to offer. Most of them are really incredible, so this tier list isn't, you know, it's completely relative to the other tier 5s. If I put something in F tier, it's not because it's like the worst skin in Smite, because even the worst tier 5 is one of the best skins in the game, in my opinion. I think all the tier 5s are really nice. It's just some are better than others, and you know, we're ranking them against each other, so any that are in F are just like some of the worst tier 5s, not necessarily some of the worst skins. And yeah, we've got, I believe, 14 tier 5s in the game as of Crow of Torment Hades, which is the most recent one as I'm recording this video. There might be more by the time you're watching this, who knows. And we've got them in chronological order down here in terms of release date. So first up, we have Archon Thanatos.
Evil spreads like a plague and corrupts the minds of the innocent.
The original tier 5 and the best tier 5 in my opinion, straight up to S tier. This skin, it kicked off the whole trend of tier 5s and it remains, in my opinion, the best tier 5 in the game. And of course, it goes without saying, this tier list is purely my own opinion. You're probably going to disagree with where I place some things. Based on the thoughts I've heard from the community, I think I have some pretty spicy opinions regarding tier 5s, and so probably you're going to get offended where I place some of these. But I feel like Archon Thanatos is pretty widely accepted as one of, if not the best tier 5s in the game. I think Archon Thanatos is definitely in people's top 5 tier 5s, at the very least. And I'll be ranking these from left to right in the tiers as well as like on the tier list. And Archon Thanatos, best tier 5 in the game, best skin in the game in my opinion. The way it evolves is super cool, like every single stage looks really nice, and then the final stage, dude, so sick.
They have no chance against us! Let's do this!
I've been waiting for this day my whole life!
Ragnarok Force X, I think it's like E tier. I have to say that massive step down from Archon Thanatos when they released this one. Again, it's not a terrible skin. I do like it. I don't own it, but if I did own it, I would probably use it as my main Thor skin. It's just not really as good as a lot of the tier 5s that are down here. Definitely one of the less good ones. You know, it doesn't evolve in the same way that Archon Thanatos does. It just changes to like mech form when you ult and stuff. The skin theme in general isn't really for me. I prefer a skin like Archon in terms of theme. And yeah, the evolution method is like, it's kind of okay, I suppose, but a lot of the ones where you ult to change form aren't as cool as the ones that like evolve throughout the game or by doing something specific.
Nuk per amen ami ab. The ritual has begun.
Demonic Pact Anubis is one of the ones that evolves throughout the game. I think I'm going to give it like a C tier. It could maybe be B. In my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of the, like, visual design of the skin. It's okay, but it's a bit too edgy for me. Like, Archon Thanatos is already getting to, like, the top end of what I would accept as too edgy. But I think it strikes a decent balance, whereas Demonic Pact Anubis is so damn edgy, dude. I'm not going to be factoring in the character it's on for this, by the way. You know, I don't really play Anubis or like Anubis that much. So that would bump the skin down, but I'm not considering that. I'm just going purely on, like, what the skin is. And this skin's okay. It's pretty average, which is why it's in C tier. You know, it's right in the middle of the tier list. I think it's a very average tier 5. It's not terrible, it's not great.
I was born of ice and forged of fire. Mastering my elements will bring forth my untapped power and save this world from damnation.
Frostbio Ula, this might be my first controversial take, I think, unless you count the Anubis one as controversial. I'm going to put Frostbio Ula in B tier. I think it's a very good tier 5, in my opinion. Definitely above average. Obviously, it's not as crazy in terms of, like, it doesn't evolve throughout the game like Archon Thanatos or Demonic Pact Anubis or anything like that. But I do like the idea of it being, you know, fire and ice. I think that's a very cool theme, especially for a stance switcher like Ula. I think the default looks really good. Both stances look really good. In my opinion, just a very well done skin. I like Ula as well, so if I did own this skin, I would 1000% use it as my main Ula skin. Yeah, just a really fundamentally nice tier 5. It doesn't do anything crazy, but it's just a really nice skin, to be honest.
The dragons picked me to be their chosen one. If you object, say so now, and I'll know who to ignore.
Divine Dragon Bologna, another very controversial take, probably. I'm going to put this one up in A tier. I really like this skin, dude. Maybe it's just the Bologna main in me, but I really like the idea of, like, whenever you use a weapon, you swap to, like, a new, different skin. And each one looks really amazing, in my opinion. The Sword and Shield, specifically, is probably my favorite, but I do like the Whip as well. The Bludgeon one is probably the worst of them, but still really nice. And, you know, this one changes, like, really often. You know, compared to, like, Ragnarok Force X Thor that only changes when you ult. And I believe it resets when you die. I'm not entirely sure though. I don't own the skin. Whereas with Bellona, you know, every time you swap weapon, you swap into like a new different skin. And that happens, you know, every 10 seconds with Bellona, maybe even more often than that. So yeah, definitely really cool. This is probably going to be the first major hot take of the tier list. I think most people don't like this skin. The sad thing is it was from Divine Uprising and I refused to partake in that event because of all the bullshit they were doing with it. And so I didn't actually get this skin even though I have like, I think Bellona's my 3rd most played god or something like that. Wish I had it, didn't partake in the event at the time, and I don't really want to pay 8,000 gems just for one skin, to be honest, dude, so probably never going to get this skin, but I do really like it. I think it's super cool.
I have made my choice. I will be all-powerful. Nothing else matters.
I will grant this wish.
Godslayer Ares, it's A or it's S. This is definitely a really cool one. I think I'll drop it in A. To be honest, Archon Thanatos might be alone up here, because Archon Thanatos is just better than every other tier 5 in my opinion. It's simply better. But yeah, Godslayer Ares, people are going to be absolutely crying in the comment section. I'm going to feel your rage for placing Godslayer in the same tier as the Divine Dragon Bellona, because everyone hates this skin and everyone loves this skin. But yeah, I like this skin a lot. It's super nice. The whole, like, evolution of it, every stage looks really nice. The theme, again, is getting a little bit towards too edgy for me in terms of similar to the Anubis one, but I think this skin just looks really nice in my opinion.
A new world is born every moment, but not even the most powerful god can know the destiny of each of them.
Winds of Change Kukulkan. Probably D. I was going to put it in E, but it's definitely better than Ragnarok Force X. To be honest, maybe Force X moves down to F throughout this tier list, because I'm looking down here, I don't think anything is worse than this. So yeah, maybe we'll actually bump Force X down to F. But yeah, Winds of Change Kukulkan is fine. I mean, it's not that crazy of a skin. It has a few different forms, all of them look okay. I think the Void form probably looks the best out of them. But yeah, I don't know, I would just say below average. It's not terrible, but it's not really that good either.
Specimen acquired. Returning to drop point for payment and transfer. I don't like the look of this thing one bit, so you better be on time.
Stellar Demise Baron probably goes into E tier. Sadly, Baron's tier 5 isn't that great. I love Baron. I love playing him. He's probably in my top 3 mages alongside like Scylla and maybe Thoth or Sol or something. But yeah, it is tier 5 just isn't that great, dude. It is like kind of an evolution one, but the theme of it, I just don't like at all. It's kind of like alien style theme. Not for me at all. Really not for me. I much prefer the kind of like traditional fantasy skins like Frostfire Ruler and Archon Thanatos and stuff like that. Even Divine Dragon Bellona is very traditional fantasy. You know, you have like standard RPG like warriors and, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, overall, skin theme, not too great. Its evolutions aren't anything crazy either. Just not that great of a tier 5 in my opinion.
I'm not here to help you. I'm here to further my studies.
Totem Caller Hu Yi. This is an interesting one because the skin itself is really, really boring, but it has Geralt of Rivia as the voice actor, and it has that ult, which is the sickest ult animation in the entire game. So I think I'll put it in C, because the skin itself probably deserves to be in like E or F, but the ult animation and the voice pack deserve to be in A or S. And so I think it's fair to put it in the middle of the tier list, because it has some amazing qualities. Also, this is one of the few tier 5s that I own, by the way. It has some amazing qualities, but then it has some, like, that just really aren't anything special. Like, the default skin itself could just be a really nice standard skin, and the only reason it's tier 5 really is for the cool, you know, animation effect on the ult, and I guess the voice pack. Although I think the voice actor for Geralt has also voiced another skin in Smite. I think it's a Chernobog skin, or is he the default Chernobog voice actor? Something like that. I think it's something to do with Chernobog that he's voiced a skin like that, so it's not necessarily special to this skin, but you can absolutely tell that it's Geralt, and it's very fun using the voice pack for this.
Time of judgment has come! There is no innocence! Are you always this dramatic?
Eclipse Summoner Hell, you guys ready for another hot take? A tier. A tier. This skin, absolutely pinnacle of design in my opinion. The problem with it is that it doesn't have too much in terms of evolution. In fact, I don't even think it evolves at all, which is probably why people don't like this skin. I've seen a lot of people saying this skin is like one of the most trash tier 5s in the entire game. For me, it kind of sucks that it doesn't evolve, but the skin itself is so nice, man. It's so nice. I kind of wish I played Hell just to buy this skin and use it, because the whole, you know, both stances look absolutely amazing, and the guardians that she has behind her, dude. Oh my god. This skin, if it evolved in some way or had some other cool effects, it would probably be an S tier, tier 5 in my opinion. Super nice. I'm going to get some pushback on this, but this skin's so nice.
Our chances for victory are never diminished.
This battle will be decided here and now.
You will now see true power.
Forgotten Gods Chak. I think C or B. It's one of those ones that changes when you ult, I think, but it does have multiple different forms that you, like, cycle through, as opposed to, like, Ragnarok Force X Thor, which is just you go to, like, a mech form. Is it as good as Frostfire Ola? It's probably close. I think this thing kind of sits in between these two tiers. I don't really know where to place it. I think we'll put it in C for now. I think it's a very average tier 5. You know, the designs are pretty cool. The way you change form isn't ideal for a tier 5, but it's kind of okay. You know, every time you ult, you get a new one and you kind of cycle through them. It's pretty cool. The design itself is alright. I'd say it's a very average tier 5 in my opinion.
Why settle for less when we can be whoever we choose?
Two Mania Cthulhu, A tier in my opinion. This is the only tier 5 that isn't, like, trying to be badass, which I think is quite interesting. You know, every single other tier 5, literally every single other one, except maybe you could argue Ragnarok Force X, but even then, I would argue that's trying to be badass. And obviously, every single other one is trying to be, like, a super badass, huge skin. And then the Cthulhu one's just Toon Mania, and he runs around making silly noises and farting and stuff. I like it, dude. It's a nice change of pace for tier 5s. It's very different to any other skin you can get in the game, which is really cool. You know, if you want a unique skin, this is what you should go for, because it's completely different. It doesn't fit the theme of Smite whatsoever, which I think is actually interesting for a tier 5. You know, I don't think they should make too many skins that are like this just to add to the game. You know, if the game gets full of skins like this, it won't be as cool. But I think as a tier 5 that not many people have, and it's expensive, I think just, you know, occasionally, this is a really cool idea for a skin. The animations look sick. It's very interesting.
Am I distracting you? Good. This will be an easy game.
Queen of Cards Izanami, probably another pretty average tier 5, I would say. You know, it has a few different forms. It's for a god I don't really like, but I'm not factoring that in for this tier list. I just think the skin itself is very average. Nothing really too much to talk about with this one. I think a lot of people do like this one and will probably place it higher than this, but for me, it's just very average.
Once it comes, there is nowhere you can run.
And finally, we have the most recent tier 5 release, that is Crow of Torment Hades. I think I'll put this one in B. I think it is slightly above average. The skin itself is pretty cool. It evolves slightly. You know, the ult animation is really sick, I have to say. You know, a bit like Huyi's. Not anywhere near as cool as Huyi's, but the ult animation is pretty cool as well. And yeah, just a pretty decent tier 5 in my opinion. So now that I've placed everything, I'm going to order them because they're not ordered at the moment. So Eclipse Summoner is the best in here, in my opinion. Probably followed by Toon Mania. And again, I'm going to get hate for this, but Divine Dragon Bologna is better than Godslayer Ares. Don't come at me. Frostfire is better than this. Totem Caller should be at the top of this tier, in my opinion. Forgotten God's better than that. Probably Queen of Cards better than Anubis as well. And yeah, that should be fully ordered. So yeah, in my opinion, the top 3 tier 5s. Archon Thanatos, probably not controversial. Toon Mania, number 3, not controversial, but Eclipse Summoner Hell, I feel like everyone has Eclipse Summoner Hell down here or something. For me, I really like the idea of the skin. Just because it doesn't evolve doesn't mean it's not a good skin, in my opinion. I think it's really, really cool. You know, unfortunately, I don't play Hell. I hate playing Hell and playing against Hell, but it's a really cool skin nonetheless. And then my bottom 3 will be these. I think maybe other than Kukulkan, these are pretty agreed upon. I feel like people don't like Baron and everyone hates Ragnarok Force X. I think most people agree this is the worst tier 5 in the game. You know, not only is it not that cool of a skin, really, and for me, I don't like the theme, but also its evolution is just kind of boring. You know, you just ult and you become a mech and that's kind of it. But again, as I said at the start of the video, this Thor skin is better than 99% of skins in the game anyway, because tier 5s are just that good. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this down below. If you want to make your own tier list, I'll leave a link down below to the template that I created for this so you can make your own. Maybe post it in my Discord or something. Discord link will be down below if you're not in there already. We have a few thousand people in there, so you can hop in, maybe share your thoughts at the video launch of your own tier 5 skin tier list. You know, how it differs from mine, stuff like that. And yeah, I will catch you guys in another one later on. Have a great day, and peace out, you nerds.